Today I'm over at Pillsbury State Park, probably New Hampshire's most primitive state park campground. We're out just on Route 31 here. This is the entrance to the park. This is Route 31. This is Washington, New Hampshire. So it's southern New Hampshire, but man, this is a fun place to visit. I've never been to this campground before. This is my first time here, and yeah, I'm enjoying it here a lot. So this is an awesome little state park. It's one of their smaller ones, and like I said, it's one of the most primitive ones. There's no electricity any place. There's no hookups for RVs, things like that. There isn't a dump station. Even the front office there, they have to run a generator to have any power in it, including running the Starlink for their internet connection. So, so this place is pretty set back here and everything, and it's a nice, quiet campground. Yes, it's all dirt road, but it is small RV friendly and pet friendly and things like that. So if you're into kayaking, especially kayaking on small quiet ponds rather than larger lakes and stuff, kind of like myself, this place would be a great place to visit, because there are several small ponds that you can kayak on out here. There's even a couple of remote sites there on the other side of this pond here that you can only access by kayak. So this is the road into the campground. Leads up to the office over here. So this is where you stop in, check in. You can buy firewood, currently $6.50 a bundle. Okay, as you get past the office and the boat launch site, this is the main road in. You can see we're well past peak on fall foliage, but oh well. Yeah, they have a lot of remote sites and things like that. We're going to check out a couple of those too. The first turn you come up to is actually the turn for the dumpster, as well as a couple of the campsites over here. So this is the road up. I'm actually staying up this way. I'm at site 1. We'll get to that shortly. I'll show you my site. But this is also the way to site 1A, which is one of the remote sites, and to the dumpsters. So we're going to take a look over here. They got the dumpster trash. They say recyclables, but I don't know if there's any place to actually drop recyclables off over there. So before you reach the dumpster, you get the parking spot for site 1A. We'll come back and take a look at that in a minute too. Got to continue going down the road a bit further to reach the dumpster. So yeah, even the dumpster is way out of the way here. kind of interesting how they got this place laid out. Here's their one big dumpster. So they mentioned recyclables on the sign, but I don't see any place to dump off recyclable stuff. It's just the big dumpster. So I'll end up bringing my recycling home with me. I'll throw the trash in down here though. So here's site 1A, one of the several remote sites you got to hike into. I'm going to take a peek at the site itself. This is what the trail into the site is like. Just an easy hike. No rough terrain or anything. I had all my gear in a cart. I can just wheel it all right in here, no problems. And it's just a short hike over to the pond. Alright, so this is the actual site for 1A. You can do a nice platform to set your tent up on. That's pretty good. Which is good here because this ground is kind of rough. Hard to set a tent up on that stuff. Up on the platform, no problem at all. Oh yeah, this is good. It's quite nice. And you get a nice little view of the pond over here. I think they even got stairs going down to it. Take a peek at the pond from over here. See what this area looks like. A little bit of a muddy access way. Okay. I'm not going any further, there's too much mud over there. This is generally what the remote sites are going to be like. Just a simple picnic table, fire pit, and platform to set your tent up on. Also near the remote campsite you see this little arrow here. That should lead us to a toilet, I imagine. It's a very small toilet. Yeah, if you like privacy, don't use this toilet. So yeah, it's right by the entrance here. I just went right by it. Yep, there's the arrow pointing to it. So that's where your toilet is. There's another toilet hidden in the woods out there though. Okay, working my way back. And this is the road up to Site 1. This is where I'm staying. Now if you're not a registered camper here, obey the sign here and don't come up to Site 1 because you don't know who's going to be up here. So, this is the most private campsite here though. And it's set quite a ways back from the road here, which is perfect for me. Lots and lots of room here. And lots of privacy. The van parked the way I did because it's a little bit hard to get a good level spot. But this spot works. Continue on right through the campsite here. Out to the pond. You get your own private dock. Head out to the water on. Probably carry my kayak out here and kayak this little pond if I wanted to. I may or may not do that too. I don't know yet. It's a problem with only having 2 nights here. I don't have a lot of time to do things. But it's awfully nice weather today. Awfully nice weather. The sun's starting to come out. I may end up changing into a t-shirt before I continue this hike. Yep, sun's coming out. Warming up. It's about 60 degrees out now and it's going to get warmer. So I just changed in accordance to the weather here. So just suddenly went from pants and a sweatshirt to tank top and shorts. So late October in New England. Who knows? Alright, let's continue the tour here. Alright, just like Site 1A, Site 1 has one of these arrows pointing off this way, which is where you will find another toilet with a view. Right there. Just a toilet, sitting in the woods. Okay, we're back on the main road as we go further into the campground. It's one of those ponds. There's actually 2 ponds here, side by side, with a little area called the Narrows that connects the 2. So you can kayak from one to the other. But this is the way in here. Most of the other campsites are further set back from the road. That's the only downside to Sites 1 and 1A, is that you can hear Route 31 pretty nicely there. If it wasn't for that, it would be the absolute perfect campsite. This brings us up to campsite number 2. There's another pretty awesome campsite. You're right on one of the bigger lakes over here. I mean, bigger ponds, I should say. Bigger ponds. These aren't lakes, these are all ponds. But you're right on one of the bigger ponds. You want that bit larger view here, and a little bit more setback from the road. This is a nice site. You don't have quite the privacy that Site 1 and 1A have, but you get some nice views into the ponds here. And as usual, you get your fire pit, and you actually could bring a small camper van or something down here too. It'd be a little tricky leveling off, but it could be done. But you could also set up a tent or something down here too. You got sites 3 through 7 down there. They're kind of a dead-end road and it's well occupied, so I'm not going to go bothering anybody down in that area. Got site 3A over here on the other side of the road. A quiet little campsite. Sort of hike in. You park right here and hike in beyond that post right there. Can't park right next to the fire pit like I'm in my site. Yeah, there's lots of little babbling brooks and mini waterfalls and things like that coming through this park too. So if you're really lucky, you can get a site near one of these and you can listen to that all night. If they put one of these right next to my site, it would make it perfect because that would drown out all the sounds of the road and everything too. But oh well. This brings us up to site number 8. Another little isolated site. It's actually occupied yesterday, but they seem to have taken off already. Set back from the road a little btle bit, and you get to listen to that little babbling brook all night. Perfect little site here. A little extra parking space if you need it. Lots of fairly level areas to set up a camper van. You could even just pull right in here if you wanted to. Oh wow. I might have to try this sometime. Back my van up here. Have this little brook right out behind my van. All kinds of interesting sights at this campground. I'm definitely going to be making a lot more return visits here. Okay, so this road brings us down to sites 9 through 19. It's another loop around site. This one kind of loops here through a few different sites. Some of the sites are occupied, as you can see. Site number 10 is. There's nice little quiet sites down here. Good for setting up a tent or something in. And you got a public boat access right here too. So if you get your kayak with you, you can launch your boat down here. Take a quick look at that. And more windmills. Not a bad view. The road goes on this way for the loop. Site 11. Both the sites are pretty quiet down here too. Of course, this time of year is the best time to come because it's so quiet at this campground. Especially if you're equipped to handle colder weather, which we're not getting this time through, but normally this time of year it'd be pretty chilly out here, so late October and all. You got a few sites that are close to each other. This is site 13. This is 14 over here, right on the water. Same with 15, right on the water. And you got 16 and 17. Now if you got a group outing here and you need several campsites to go to, this would be a good spot for you. Everybody can be right next to each other. If you like to be by yourself, not a good spot. A couple more sites up this way. We're going to get right back out to the road here. There are several of these pit toilets set up throughout the park, so plenty of places to find a facility. Well, this one's out of order. So some of them work, some of them don't, but there's lots of them. And water's still running. There's a few water spigots throughout the place. There's a little side spur that goes up to a few more sites. So some of the more quieter sites, site 20. And just a little bit further, you get site 21 up here. Another nice quiet one that's a little bit more off the beaten path. At the top of the little dead end road, you got this little building up here, which I suspect is the pumping station for the water spigots over here. A solar panel. So it's primarily solar powered, but they do have a backup generator for it. I guess if it doesn't get enough sun, the batteries die. And this is access for site 22, one of the hiking sites. So let's go take a quick look at that one, see what an in the woods hiking site looks like. Muddy. That's what it looks like. It looks like it's muddy. It's actually a very short hike to this site. There's the site here. Lots of room to set up a tent. Get your fire pit over here. So if you need a nice little quiet, secluded site and don't mind hiking in, this one's perfect. So, a little bit of a walk back down to the toilets, but that's not too big a deal. Right, another little side spur that leads to a couple more sites. Sites 23 and 24. 23 is one you just pull up into, and you got a good little pond side view here. And site 24, you park over here and you hike into it. Let's take a quick peek at site 24. Oh, behind the old barn up there. Let's see what site 24 looks like. Hopefully it's not too long a hike or too muddy. Sounds like it's right on the water though. Wow. Another sign for site 24. Definitely too rough a trail to wheel a cart full of camping gear down into, but otherwise this is a pretty awesome site here. You got a nice platform here, and right on the edge of the pond, and you got this flowing water right outside your campsite here. This is awesome. Oh yeah, I could see myself doing a site like this too. I think we're going to be spending a lot of time here at Pillsbury in the coming years. A lot of time here. As your typical fare that you expect from a campsite. Fire pit, picnic table. Well, I'm not sure why they have a handicapped accessible picnic table down here. Nice platform to set your tent up on. They got a good level dry spot to put that up. That's good. The old barn has a wooden trail map on the front of it. This spot where you can actually see it. Kinda bad lighting, I know, sorry about that. This has another trail that leads down to a few more of the sites down here. And a really cool bridge. Okay, so you've got access for 3 different hike-in sites down here. So this is the spot we parked for site 28, which is right over here. Easy to access and to listen to the little brook or whatever this is all night. Yeah, this is site 28 over here. Not exactly a super large amount of privacy, but involved in the open over here. But you do get that nice brook to listen to all night. But you're right behind the pavilion, which we'll get to shortly. It's not a bad little site. Right on the water here, you get the waterfalls, the little kind of a, I don't know if that's a brook, a river, or what that is exactly, but yeah, pretty awesome fire pit though. The stones around it like that. That's neat. Huh. Nice quiet little spot though. Okay, so back up at the parking access area, you go the other direction now. You got this cool bridge over here. Yes, it's gated, so you can't drive down here. You need a really good high clearance vehicle even if you did want to drive down here. But yeah, nice view of a waterfall though. I think it's somewhat man-made. That right off the bridge here. And I'm sure this is used for snowmobiles when it's in season too. Somewhere, once you get across here, are the trails to the other sites. I'm just not sure where those trails are at the moment. I think this might be one of them. I think they put a sign up indicating as such. So it takes a bit of effort to get to this site. But here's site 40. This one was definitely a hike to get into. So, but you get access direct to the water, so you could kayak into this site too if you want to, and I suspect that's what this sign says right here too. It probably has the number 40 on it, right? Yep, 40. So you can access this one by the water too. But if you need looking for a secluded site, this is definitely one you might want to consider. Nobody's going to bother you down here. So that's the way into site 40. There's another site up that way, I think it's 26. But I'm not going to go exploring all the remote sites today. That's good enough. We'll continue onward with the main tour here. You get the idea of what the remote sites are like. Some of them are easily accessible, some of them take a bit of hiking to get into, like site 40 did. So moving on past the barn, brings us up to the day use area. A little playground and picnic pavilion. That sort of stuff. Small playground, a small picnic pavilion. Everything's small here, it's just a small park. And this little picnic area here. The places where people can pull in. And somebody left their hat and sunglasses. Oh yeah, this is a nice place here. Hear the water flowing, get the view of the mountains. It's too bad this campground's closing after this weekend, because I would definitely come back here in November if it was open. No hesitation whatsoever. Wish I was spending more than just 2 nights here. I'd like to have more time to explore this area. Yeah, it's got a little beach too. Look at that. Potential place for me to come tonight for some nighttime photography. If it stays clear like this. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice little beach. Little swimming area. Huh. Excellent. So this is site 30 here. It's right in the middle of the picnic area, so I'd probably put this down as my least favorite campsite here. I've got enough little spaces here to throw a little tent up and that. But I don't think I'd enjoy this one. Too close to everything. This time of year, probably not a big issue. Peak season though, this place is going to be busy. The road continues up a little bit more. You got a few more sites over here. Site 25, another one you got to sort of hike into. Small site right here. Site 32. We're almost out of sites here. It's time to head back to the van again. Site 35 is a pretty decent sized one though. A little bit away from everything. And site 34, kind of a small one. Guess you can park in over here. And you got another remote site up there, site 36, site 37. I don't think I'm going to check any of those out either, so. Alright, time to start working our way back to the van. So I'm back at the campsite. You can see I cooled off some, so I put my sweatshirt on and that. But so hopefully you found this useful. And if you got any questions about the campground, feel free to post them in the comments below. I'll do my best to try to answer them. This being my first time here and only a couple nights here, I don't know everything about this place, but but we'll do the best I can to answer it. But in the meantime, if you found this useful there, remember to hit the subscribe button below, because I do tours of a lot of other campgrounds and a lot of different places as I go along. So with that, remember, slow down and enjoy life, and we'll talk to you guys later.